All right, so, everybody loves a good legend.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think Robin Hood is like the king of legends.
Yeah, definitely up there. Top tier for sure.
Robbing from the rich, giving to the poor, hiding out in Sherwood Forest. I mean, it's a story we've all heard a million times.
Right.
But where did it all come from?
Yeah.
Like, was there a real Robin Hood?
Mm.
That's what we're going to try to figure out in this deep dive.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So you shared a YouTube video with me.
Yes.
The title is Origin Story of Robin Hood, Enchanted Bedtime Tale of Ancient Britain. And it's got like this calm, cozy Scottish ASMR vibe going on.
Yes.
And I got to be honest, when I first saw that title, I was a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Bedtime story, Robin Hood. I don't know if those two things go together.
Right.
But I watched it, and it was actually really fascinating.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it kind of presents all these different theories about Robin Hood.
Right, right.
And it doesn't really say, okay, this one's definitely true. It's
Right.
more like, here's a bunch of possibilities. You decide what you think is most likely.
Yeah, it embraces the mystery.
Right.
So, okay, let's start with what we know for sure.
Yeah.
We know that the earliest written versions of the Robin Hood story, like actual ballads and poems, those show up around the 14th century.
Mm-hmm.
But most experts believe that the legend was already circulating, like through oral tradition.
Yes. For a long time before that.
Yeah, for way before that.
Definitely.
So it's like this story was passed down through generations.
Exactly.
Probably changing a little bit with each telling.
Yeah.
Kind of like a game of telephone.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And that makes it even harder to pin down the origin, right?
Absolutely.
Because by the time it was written down, it had probably already gone through like countless variations.
Right.
But the video does explore a couple of historical figures.
Yes.
Who could have inspired the Robin Hood legend. It does. One of the most intriguing ones is a guy named, Robin Hood.
Of course.
Yeah, go figure, right.
Right.
This Robin Hood was, let me see. He was mentioned in a few historical records from the 13th century.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he was an outlaw.
Yeah.
Like a fugitive from justice.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, is this our guy?
It's very tempting to think so.
Right.
But the truth is, we just don't have enough information to say for sure.
It's true. It's true.
It's like a little piece of a puzzle.
Yeah.
But we don't have the rest of the pieces to see the whole picture.
It's so frustrating.
It is.
But, okay, even if we can't definitively link the legend to a specific person,
Right.
the video makes a really great point, which is that the story of Robin Hood probably resonated so strongly because it reflected the social and political climate of the time.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Medieval England, you've got these huge disparities between the rich and the poor.
Right.
You've got oppressive taxes. You've got corrupt officials who are basically abusing their power.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park.
No, definitely not. So in that kind of environment, it's not surprising that a story about someone who fights back against those injustices would really capture people's imaginations.
I mean, wouldn't you root for the guy who's stealing from those corrupt officials?
Of course. And then even more so, he's giving that money to the people who are struggling to survive.
It's such a powerful story.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think still resonates today.
Absolutely. I mean, we love underdog stories. We love stories about people who fight for what's right.
Exactly. It's like a universal human desire to see justice prevail.
I agree.
So, we may never know for sure who the real Robin Hood was, or if there even was one specific person who inspired the legend. But I think that's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, it's become bigger than just one person or one story.
Right.
It's this idea, right?
Exactly.
It's an idea of fighting for what's right, of standing up to the powerful.
And that idea has persisted for centuries. Yeah.
And I think that's really remarkable.
It's inspiring, honestly.
It is.
I mean, it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
If Robin Hood were around today, what causes would he be fighting for?
What a great question to think about, right?
I know.
What injustices do you see in the world today?
Right.
What would make Robin Hood, grab his bow and arrow and say enough is enough?
I mean, he'd have a lot to choose from, unfortunately.
He would, yeah. That's the legacy of Robin Hood,
right?
To inspire us to fight for what we believe in.
No matter the odds.
Exactly.
That's a great way to end this deep dive. It's been a fascinating journey, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep fighting the good fight.
Absolutely.